Hey guys, welcome back to the Gigabyte Esports Land. I'm Azael, joined once again by Thundertoss. We're typing some lyrics in the chat. There's some pretty good lyrics too, aren't
some
they?
Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Fresh Prince. Who does not like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I don't know. I think every single person who's anybody probably has that thing memorized.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you're no friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we are ready, man.
I think so.
These guys are going to be going into Metropolis here. It's going to be a TvT, and it's a pretty important one here for BC. I mean, KawaiiLighT right now is 2-1 in the group, or 2-2 rather,
2-2, yeah.
And BC is 1-2. So he really kind of has to win if he goes down 1-3.
This is a really important game for both of them, actually. So if Kawhi wins, I think he solidifies himself in the top four. But BC really wants to win so that he's not in that bottom rung of matches. Because if he loses, I don't know if his spot will be guaranteed by him. Yeah. Then it's going to come down to the other people playing well, and that's never a position you want to be in. Yeah,
it's really a terrible position to be sitting there just waiting, hoping someone else is going to lose. So yeah, he definitely wants to be master of his own destiny. He's going to have to win here against KawaiiLighT if he wants to be able to. But the countdown has started, guys. We are going to get it going here. It should be a pretty good TvT, you know. I think if I had to choose a winner, I'd say Beastyqt, but I mean, he hasn't been doing it as well as I expected him to so far in the tournament.
Yeah, both these players have been a little bit shaky. Kawhi doing pretty well TvT, but just recently in the CSL LAN, he did go down 4-1 to QXC, I believe. And I think QXC and Beastyqt both have that really awkward, aggressive tendency in most of their matchups to do just some off-the-wall builds. But we're going to have to see what comes out, whether we see any Beastie builds. It is going to be cross-position here. Spawning in our 6 o'clock, we have our red Terran. He is KawaiiLighT. His opponent is going to be our green Terran, spawning at the 12 o'clock. He is Empire Beastyqt.
Yep, man, so it should be pretty good. We're going to have basically cross-spawn here on Metropolis. And I mean, it definitely lends itself to a macro game, but already we see BC's going to be cheesing. He's going to be sending out 2 SCVs right away. Probably send out another. I mean, it could be Proxy Marauder if he doesn't send a second one across the map. This is actually a map that I've seen him do Proxy Marauder on multiple times in this matchup. I've seen him do it in the Masters Cup and against some really, really good opponents. I mean, I believe he took a game off of MMA doing this in the Masters Cup, and he's also taken down some really good Terrans with this build, and he usually just comes down and he places it right around here on this middle spot. And will the gas follow that up? That's really what's going to tell us, and since another SCV hasn't come out, I can almost guarantee it's going to be Proxy Marauder.
There we go, the proxy racks going down for Beastyqt. Is Kawhi going to get wind of this? He still has not sent out any scouts at all, and currently no gas down for him either.
Yeah, so it will be Proxy Marauder. We see the refinery being built here in Beastie's base, and yeah, it's basically 100% going to be that. So it's all going to depend on, you know, does KawaiiLighT scout this? It'd be so unlikely for him to scout that location, but if he does, that'd be huge. And I mean, if he goes for a really quick expand, you know, like 1 racks CC, 1 racks 1 depot CC, and doesn't get an immediate bunker, then you're almost guaranteed to cancel or even kill that low ground CC. So that can be devastating, and you can do a lot of different transitions out of this depending on how you do with it. You can expand behind it, or you can just get your second gas going to Cloak Banshees, things like that. It all just depends on how much damage you do, how many of those Marines you're able to pick off.
Yeah, right now both players at 15 Harvesters, but there goes the Tech Lab, about halfway done so far. And the SCV actually is just going to go scout out where Kawhi's base actually is. He had not seen it before. So now he knows it's going to be in that 6 o'clock position, and we do have that command center coming down for Kawhi.
Yep, so he will be going in that 1 racks 1 depot CC, and he's not even producing additional Marines, man. He's going to go into the depot before the second Marine, so this is already pretty scary stuff here for Kawhi. He still has no Marine production. He's going into double gas. This is the worst possible situation for him. And oh man, I mean, the first Marauder's almost out, and he's not going to have anything to deal with it. He is going to spot it, but is it going to be in time? I mean, yeah, he needs to go up the top of his ramp. He cannot try to defend at the bottom. There's no way he can hold. He's going to pull a lot of SCVs. That's one way to deal with it. But BC can just pull back, man. His second Marauder's almost out. Concussive Shells is almost done here. He's just going to be kiting backwards. He does lose his SCV, which is huge because he can't get a bunker up. But I feel like there's just not much chance of him being able to get this bunker of his own up unless he can really delay for a long time. Almost gets us around there, but 2 Marauders out. He's going to be able to focus down so many of these SCVs. Concussive Shells is done. Every single one of these SCVs will fall, and he should be able to get there in time to pick off the SCV that's actually building the bunker. So he's going to have to pull down even more, and he is focused firing down on that bunker itself, actually. A little bit of a missed target, but he's doing so much damage.
Yeah, the Warger kill count is going up for Empire Beastie. Now trying to target fire down the Marines, and the Concussive Shells means that they're just not going to be able to retreat. Kawhi taking some heavy losses, and we can see that just reflected by the supply. Beastyqt already up 12 supply right now, but the bunker does finish for Kawhi.
Yeah, but I mean, he's at half the supply right now. He's down 6 workers. We have a factory, 2 gas done. KawaiiLighT has scouted that, but I mean, does it even matter? Like, what can he really do against this? You know, he has 2 gas, so he's barely mining any minerals at all. He doesn't even have enough money to make an orbital that is natural. There's these 3 marauders here, and he's just going to bring the barracks over now to spot the high ground and start killing this barracks.
Yeah, this is going to be really nice. So even though he lost that SCV, wasn't able to get his own bunker down and essentially end the game, he's still going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Luckily, Kawhi not putting an add-on here. So not going to lose too much. Looks like that supply depot is going to be in range. But that's about it. Right now, his scout is still alive in BC's base, though. Sees the factory going down, sees the add-on here. And it is going to be a tech lab with a starport next to it. So definitely looking like it's going to be able to swap into maybe some Banshee play. But obviously, he's not going to know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, BC could just run by that bunker if he wanted. I mean, it's like there's only 2 Marines out on the field. I mean, the 3rd one does come out now. He sees the reactor going down. But he's actually just going to work away at the rocks. This is a nice decision, too. I mean, he'll kill those rocks eventually, and then he can pop up, start doing some more damage. But it will be Banshees. Probably going to get cloaked just based on how much gas he has. And his CC is about to finish up here at the natural as well.
Yep, and in the meantime, Beasty's scouting really well with that proxy Rex. Sees the tech lab going on the factory. And Kawhi also placing his starport in a position to swap. But it looks like he's just going to go for that Viking and then probably go into tank. And Beasty immediately going into a 3rd base. Very nice.
Wow. Yeah, so I mean, Kawhi is catching up somewhat to the supply, but it's because he's spent so much money BC has on these 2 CCs. He's also going to be putting a lot into just like tech and production and more production facilities, etc. He has now killed those rocks, so he can go up and start harassing away, and he's going to be able to do it. And it's like, let's look. I mean, there's still only 3 Marines out on the field, which is not nearly enough to deal with this. He's going to be able to get a number of SCVs, I think.
Yeah, the bunker just not in place anymore. And there goes a couple of SCVs going down, and these 2 vulnerable supply depots on the low ground as well. And Kawhi going to continue to take damage. Already 11 workers killed, and he's just going to add to that, even tanking down some of these Marines, the Viking being forced to land. And that's actually an armored unit, so it's going to take extra damage here.
Every Marine is dead. It's just SCVs and the 1 Viking, and this is just so horrible, man. 2 more Viking, 2 more pop, but he's going to actually lose the Viking. God, this is just doing so much damage. All those SCVs are low on HP as well. He's going to try to take down the last Marine. He's going to get it, and oh man, this is horrible. Nice middle walk is going to get this around and finish off these Marauders, but really, this is just way too little too late. We can see that there's already just so much going on for BC. He has a Raven out. He's going to get a Viking to follow that up. He's adding on 3 more factories. He's going to be going up to 4. His 3rd base is already finished. And let's take a look at the harvester count. He's up by 10, and he's up by a lot of supply as well, with way better production.
Yeah, not only is he up by 10 workers, he's got that 3rd command center now morphing into an orbital. And as you did mention, he did get that Raven. So with that barracks scout, he floated over Kawhi's base, saw the same positioning there, thought that maybe Kawhi was going to go a Banshee as well, and so went with the Raven and expanded as a different option. And right now, both players looking to start producing tanks, it looks like. Beasties is a little bit ahead, but, well, never mind. Kawhi did swap that back.
Oh, he's actually going to run by into the main with 4 Hellions. He's going to be able to take down these Marines so fast. The auto turret does drop down and helps out quite a bit there, actually. You know, they can't really deal with that, but they're going to pick off this SCV, building that Rax, and they're just being so annoying. And I mean, going mech, you don't really have to care about losing some Hellions. So trading minerals for minerals as a mech player is always good. Now he's going to get into the mineral line. Some of these SCVs are stacked up. 2 more should go down with the next shot, but he has to change targets.
Yeah, he's still doing a decent amount of work here. Marines finally do take that out, but some nice economic harass continuing to come out from Beastyqt. And again, he's on his 3rd base. He's at 73 supply converted to 56 of Kawhi, and that's a huge lead, which he's looking to expand on as he takes this 5th and 6th gas. Already has that armory working on +1 vehicle weapons. And let's look at his production. 4 racks already, as well as that starport.
Yeah, and I mean, his supply is going to start skyrocketing. He now has all his production ready. He has his 3 bases saturated, or at least, you know, decently so. So I mean, things are starting to get a little bit out of control here. His supply is definitely going to skyrocket. This 1 Hellion is coming in here. Going to maybe be able to pick off a worker or 2, but you know, we have the response Hellions coming in now from BC, and he actually lined up a lot of SCVs there, so way more damage than I was expecting. But still, it's something that can be afforded. You know, it's not going to really be that impactful.
Yep, so now let's look at the worker kill count. That actually killed 9 Harvesters, so very nicely done there with only 2 Hellions. But in the meantime, Beastie still has that 15 Harvester kill count. and still ahead 57 SCVs to 44. And right now building up on his Viking count, which is a little bit interesting. Often with mech, you do want to maintain that air superiority because you don't really have a lot that shoots up because you're not going for that bio. And tanks obviously can shoot farther than they can actually see, so maintaining that vision and the air superiority means that you can actually press forward with your tanks even if your opponent has siege tanks. But right now, Kawhi is still not producing any. He does have a tech lag coming down on that factory finally, but mostly committing himself to bio, as we do see 2 extra racks coming up for a total of 5 here in the main. And in the meantime, finally getting around to building that 3rd command center.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, you can see the supply starting to really spread out. It's almost a 40 supply at this point because he set up all the production early. He got that 3rd early, so now it's really reaping the benefits of that. He has his upgrades, almost his +1. His +1 just now finishing. He's going to have such a nice tank count. And we have to remember, he has this Raven from early in the game.
Oh, Blue Flame Hellions in the main from Kawhi, though. And Beastyqt getting some more damage done here. Let's see, the worker kill count up to 19, so only 4 extra workers killed, though.
Yeah.
But keeping quiet on his toes, keeping him back, and that's rarely something you see. The bio player is supposed to be more mobile, supposed to be expanding faster, and having that map dominance, but Beastyqt playing mech like a boss, and still up about 38 supply
We're going to have an auto turret drop here at the 3rd, and it's kind of a funny little harass. He's going to come in, possibly be able to do some damage, but I don't think that was worth it at all, because now he's going to lose his Raven. He's maybe going to kill a couple workers, but that's definitely not worth it in my opinion. And you know, as I was mentioning before that drop happened, Beastie's Raven has 200 energy, so that's 2-point defense drones, and this is a heavy marauder composition. I mean, look at the army in the middle, and those marauders are all going to do no damage when the engagement comes out because of the 2-point defense drones.
3 Blue Flame Hellions in the main from Kawhi right now. Beastyqt continuing the economic harass.
Oh.
A lot more SCVs going down right now, but focusing on a bad target there. But in the meantime, he's a little bit distracted by his 3rd base. The PDV going down. The Vikings trying to do what they can, but the Marauder Force beating through those couple of tanks there, and now looking to deny this 3rd base. There are actually 2 additional command centers. One of them is going to go down without even being canceled. The auto turret previously killed off the SCV that was building it, but now all these Marines and Marauders are in the red with no medevac support, as the rest of the reinforcements from Beastyqt should be able to clean this up.
Yeah, he will be able to do that, but that was really nice. I mean, he actually forced both auto turrets out. There was nothing there to buffer for the tanks, no Hellions available, so he got a lot more damage done than you would expect, but still, things are heavily in the favor of Beastyqt. I mean, he's up 15 workers, he's doing good economic damage, and his tank count is rising quite a bit. I mean, he's at 10 siege tanks now.
Yeah, the Harvester count, 15 lead for Beastyqt. Although KawaiiLighT, again, looking at that worker kill count, he made it within 9 difference. So that's some nice harass getting done. Looking at the units lost tab, relatively close actually. Kawhi only down 200 resources worth in terms of these engagements. So he's been trading effectively considering how much of a deficit he's been at.
Yeah, he definitely has been, but it's just that Beastie has brought in so much more money. He's had his production up for longer, so.
We've got another drop in the main here. Beastyqt about to drop another Blue Flame Hellion.
And those SCVs are so low, so many of them are just getting one shot. More and more are falling, and this is such a small investment to be able to get this much damage done with. Another SCV may fall, but no, it is going to hop back in that refinery.
And 3 more going into the 3rd here, looking to get some mules. They do get them. A couple SCVs also going down.
Oh god, at the same time, this huge drop on the right side of the map is actually going to get caught by all these Vikings. I think KawaiiLighT is going to lose everything here. I mean, he's trying to escape with the medevacs, but he's just abandoning the rest of his forces. The Vikings are going to be landed to tank some of the damage. The Marauders are being chased down. He's focusing down those turrets one by one, so he's trying to get something done with it, but still, this is just brutal.
Yeah, still falling in supply. He's still at 114 compared to the 147 for Beastyqt. But stimming past going to get a couple SCVs attacking from the high ground here. And that's going to be last of those Marauders, though.
Yeah, and I mean, the 4th base, the 5th base are both down for BC now. It's still just 3 bases here for Kawhi, and he's just saturating that 3rd well now. The upgrades are pretty good here on the bio, but at the same time, the mech is already +2, and the force is just so scary. I mean, he's up almost 50 supply, and it's like his army is so